The next question up says, this week's protocol calls for squats 5 reps at a 10 and deadlifts 5 reps at a 10. Since it's a 10 RPE, is it expected that we might fail the fifth rep? How often are 10s programmed, and what kind of responses are you expecting from the 10s? The first question, the first part of this question, is it expected that we might fail the fifth rep? Yeah, it's possible. I mean, I don't want you to put a weight on there that you're likely to fail. Um, as always, I would rather see you undershoot that by half a point rather than overshoot it by half a point. Um, so, that would hold true here as well. So I would rather see you do 5 at a 9.5 rather than, actually miss it. But yeah, I mean, it's possible you may put a weight on the bar. And if you're pushing for things a little bit and you miss a fifth rep, that's not the end of the world. Um, be mindful of your technique. Don't push yourself into a bad technical position. Don't put yourself at increased injury risk over the a 5 rep max set. It's not worth all that. But it's good for you to strain. It's good for you to strain under reps, especially around 5, because that fifth rep is probably going to be slower and grindier than a 1 rep max rep. So you're going to learn that low gear. You're going to learn how to keep pushing even when the set is hard, even when the rep is hard. And then the second part to your question is, how often are 10 RPEs programmed, and what kind of response are you expecting from the 10 RPEs? Well, how often they're programmed really depends on the training group. There are a bunch of different training groups. Some don't see 10 RPEs at all, and others see them, somewhat frequently, even up to the point of every other week. So it varies quite a bit, and because of that, I can't really say. But as far as what type of response are we expecting, it's that I just outlined. We want to see you pushing that set hard. Try to add more weight to the bar. Try to reach for something that you think is a bit of a reach, but that you're still likely to get. We want to see you working hard on those 10 RPE sets. And that's going to teach you how to grind out weights. It's going to teach you that low gear a bit better. And it's a really strong stimulus in itself. The fact that you have to maybe get a little bit more psyched up for a 10 RPE set than you do for a 6 RPE set. So that process is something that I think is beneficial to you in training. Now, we mentioned recently personality differences. There are some personalities that aren't as well suited to the 10 RPE work. Now, we're not yet in a position to where we can make those recommendations and place you into a different training group based on how you test personality-wise, but we're getting there. In the meantime, if 10 RPE work is causing you a lot of anxiety, or you just really don't like it, or you have bad experiences with it, or you don't think it's going to work, whatever the reason, if you don't want to do it, let me know. We can swap you into a different training group. But there's a reason that it's put in the training groups that it's in. It's part of a coherent design. It's a strategy that's been tested over time. It's not a thing that I think that you need to be afraid of. And it may be a personal growth experience for you to kind of work through that. Now, that's the difference between, knowledge and wisdom, I think, is, do you know that this is a thing that you need to get away from? Maybe you've had an injury history working at 10 RPEs and things like that in the past. So then, yeah, there's no reason to do something that's an unnecessarily high risk. But if you don't have any reason to avoid some 10 RPE work, and you just want to, avoid it because it's not comfortable to you, it may be a personal growth opportunity to give it a try. But that's ultimately up to you to decide, and just let me know. I'd be happy to contribute some thoughts to that if you have some background information that you want to provide on this. But that's kind of my 2 cents on it. So let me know what you're thinking, and we can kind of help provide some of this guidance together.